Hello everyone, I hope all is well. I want to share with you some information regarding a project that I've come across that is really exciting. As a matter of fact, as I journey along, I want to share what I've gained over the years as well as new information that I've gained on my learning journey. Imagine you lived in a country that was taken over by external forces. And just imagine when the external forces left, your country was divided into two spaces. Well, in India in 1947, India was partitioned. The partition led to the formation of two segments, India and Pakistan. The reality is that this border will result in the separation of family members. This dislocation would affect individuals for decades to come. Please allow me time to build my story before I talk about the project. According to the New Yorker, that's the magazine, this was the greatest migration in human history, as many would move from one location to the next. And this was as a result of their religious beliefs. It is estimated that over 15 million people relocated and over 1 million people died. Many of those who were relocated had no contact with their family members or connections to the community in which they had lived in. This historical event is important to me since my great-grandfather left India in 1917 to work in Jamaica as an indentured servant. He passed away in 1974 and had dreams of revisiting India. To be honest, I wish VR technology was there as it is now to allow him to take this transition into seeing his world. Notwithstanding, we now have a project that will allow individuals to revisit their hometown prior to the partition. This project is called the Dastaan project. The project is a non-for-profit initiative supported by the University of Oxford. Project Dastaan uses a network of volunteers to locate and film the homes where individuals would have lived before the partition. While doing this project, I wondered where my grandfather would have lived and took some time to explore some of the resources outlined in the project. The project was aimed at ensuring that individuals became consciously aware of what it was like during the partitioning and prior to the partitioning of India. The project also created a critical space that individuals can use for telling their stories, and these stories are rich narratives that can be studied for generations to come. Based on the project's aim, there was also the element of emotional closure for individuals who had gone through this period of time and had not had closure. Many of them had lost their relatives and not seen their relatives for years, and making that connection proved to be very useful. This project aimed to enhance peace, enhance cultural connection, and also bring to closure some of the emotional strains and scars that have affected individuals who have been partitioned off from their relatives and friends. One VR experience is titled Child of Empire. In this experience, participants are placed in the world of a 7-year-old child who is forced into migration. The VR documentary allows viewers to witness the impact of this forced migration within a colonization lens. Of course, you know there are also political crises happening. At that point in time, World War II had just finished. I believe that there's so much to be gained from entering and engaging in this documentary. Project Dastaan has a lot of 360 videos that allow users to be part of the discussion that is taking place. I really like Project Dastaan because it uses VR to connect historical events. The aim of this project is to connect 75 survivors of the partition to their ancestral home by 2022. However, based on COVID, that number has been reduced and they're currently still working on others. I believe that there is a need for similar projects that will allow individuals to explore major historical events that continue to affect our social structures across the world. However, if you are going to engage in VR, you have to do it right. Doing it right will require creators to be realistic, authentic, and to provide the users with actual VR presence. Many educators trying to use VR are using it because it's a buzzword. If you're unable to create that VR experience, you would have lost the viewer. After all, VR is about a 360 immersive experience. I've seen where individuals are creating engagements that are just flat. If the VR experience does not attract the user, then you have defeated the process. You have not gone through the tenets of what truly is a VR experience. And I say to you that it's important for you really to get it right. To create a VR experience, you need a content specialist, you need the programmers, you need everyone that will be able to foster a comprehensive team. As a matter of fact, I would say that you need to look at an instructional designer who has knowledge about VR development that will give you some guidance. Just having a programmer or a teacher or content specialist designing this pathway might not be good enough, because you need to understand the whole pedagogical approach as it relates to using VR technology in your lesson. Frankly, if you are not creating that experience that will attract individuals, might as well they would have watched a YouTube video or simply their flat screen television. The bottom line is, we should create an experience that is enjoyable, an experience that is engaging, an experience that is stimulating, an experience that individuals will remember, and of course an experience that will take individuals through Bloom's taxonomy of learning. Therefore, I would say to you, if you're thinking about developing a virtual reality for historical session or lesson or any other encounter, it's important that you think why you're doing it. I think that pedagogy and technology should be aligned together. If you're not thinking about pedagogy and technology and making that balance, I would say to you, take a step back if you're not going to do it well, because virtual reality requires time to develop, to make that experience rich. After all, you have to consider why you're doing it. And if you're engaging in a virtual reality experience, of course, there must be investment. Too often I've seen individuals trying to create virtual reality platforms and they have not invested, or they are not given the investment to do it right. If you don't do it right, to be honest, you won't engage anyone, because these students coming into our schools and universities want that rich experience. They are already using Oculus Quest 1, 2, and you know that. They already know the technology. So if we are going to provide them with the technology and we're going to be using VR, it's time for us to really get it right. Invest, invest, invest. Because you don't want to be left behind. And I've seen where institutions have been left behind because they did not put the investment in. It's not too late to invest, but remember again, if you're starting from not having that rich experience now, when are you going to get caught up to the point where virtual reality presence is moving to a seamless position in the near future, where you can enter that zone and you can see yourself as being connected to the equipment and your environment in a seamless form or fashion? Think about it, because what has been created 3 years ago, not using the required technology of that time, a lot more time and investment will be needed because you just did not do it right in the first place. That's my critical point, and I'm out.